Hello everybody, Jake here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to cover the latest patch notes that came out today, December 6th for Ashes of Creation. We've had quite a number of things go on here in the last week or two. I hope everyone had a good little Thanksgiving break if you celebrate. If not, hopefully you at least had fun playing Ashes while it was available. The servers were up for the entire week. We've had a lot of progression happen across a lot of servers. Ours on Lineth, we specifically got to journeyman level animal husbandry, and unfortunately that was bugged. We weren't able to create the mounts, but as of today, we have been able to, so that's awesome. We've seen a lot of drama happen as well. Narc's video covered a bit of the pirate software situation on Lineth. And then we have like Ethereum has completely disbanded. I think they were on Fyra, whatever the RP, whatever the role-playing server is. There's been a lot of stuff going on. We've had some pretty big issues going on in the game as well, where people basically figured out that if they just push crafting, into the higher echelon that is possible, they could just make level 10 gear legendaries, and eventually people were just one-shotting each other because all of these stats were so increased. It was all just offensive stuff and stats that weren't defensive. So you had people running around with level 10 legendary crafted gear just one-shotting each other. So we've had a lot of stuff going on. I just want to cover the patch notes because we've had obviously a couple weeks since we've really had a major patch, and there's been significant changes that do change the game, and a lot of people are kind of burnt out right now. We are heading into phase 2 here in just a couple weeks, but I still want to cover this as it's significant things happening, and it's kind of like documenting it as we go. So I can tab over here. I'll do a little transition. So we're looking at the Alpha 2 update notes for December 6th, 2024. And right off the top, this is a post by Roshan. And we'll just start with the highlights. So this is one of the big ones. The impact of rarity on gear power has been significantly reduced. These changes will primarily impact higher level gear. Common gear has mostly been unaffected, and a reduction of power starts at uncommon and beyond. So courtesy of AOC Intel on Twitter. It's kind of hard to see this. Let's just do this. Okay, so here on the left, this is like what it would look like if you had crafted a level 10 legendary, wand in this case. This is before the patch. This is insane. Because right now, if you have a blue one, you're probably sitting at like 130, 140, like magical power rating. And then, obviously, 472 is like, it's just so overtuned. And this is why people were able to one-shot each other, because they were just fully geared out in this stuff. Especially if you had a guild where you could kind of pool your resources together. So it's been now adjusted to be a lot more in line. I was just looking at this on my character. I have a blue weapon right now that I got from the Steel Bloom, and it's a level 10, and it's a blue, and it's probably in the like 140s. So very happy to see this. This makes it to where you're not going to have people running around just one-shotting each other because it's so overinflated. I mean, all of these have been crunched. It's not even just like one or the other. So this is a great change right here. Fixed a bug causing the crafting quality stat giving to provide too much efficiency, resulting in a much higher frequency of high-quality crafts. So there were quality stats on like baskets, certain apprentice bags, and obviously the apprentice and journeyman gear that you get from the actual profession vendors. Those could give you a crafting quality stat, and that would give you a chance at increasing the rarity tier. Think of like, because when you're crafting something, it's an amalgamation of the rarities you put into it. And so these would bump those up if you were like maybe lacking, like you were missing a couple heroics. or legendaries or whatever. This could make up the difference to make you still be able to craft a legendary, even if you didn't have full legendary like resources or materials. Sorry. So that's good because that's also going to make legendary and higher tier crafting stuff a bit rarer. Elite enemies have increased HPs and stats. I haven't seen that yet in game, but we'll have to see how that feels. Added a new friends list feature in the social menu. So this is actually what that looks like. Very simple looking, but it's in the game now. Now we have a friends and ignore tab. You can just click to add. It does look like they need to be online to add them, which makes sense. It's not like it's, you know, it's not tracking offline players when they're not on the server. So happy to see this. I don't think this was originally planned to be out in phase 1, but this is extremely welcome because going into phase 2, you know, everyone's going to be experiencing the game again. We're going to have a fresh start. A lot of new players are going to be jumping in. And so it's going to be awesome to have this available because people will be making friends and, you know, creating new bonds and stuff. I made several friends that I wish I could have added at the start of phase 1. So really happy to see that they added a social tab. And then added the mayoral commission to acquire a node war token back into the game. That I'm not really too familiar with because node wars are turned off on Lyneth. So I haven't really seen that whole process too much. So I'm editing and I'm watching this back, and these patch notes just went on way too long. I really don't want to waste any of you guys' time. What I already talked about is really just the main highlight section is probably the most important, especially the stat reduction on the legendary pieces of gear that are like level 10 crafted legendary stuff. Those are the big hitters. There are some other patch notes interestingly affecting some audio effects of some of the class archetypes and spells got updated. Some of the visual effects got updated, but I'm going to link them down below in the description, so just check those out if you want to read the full patch notes. Wrapping it up here at the end, we have environment stuff, so added collision to a variety of environment pieces. Maybe this is the rocks, where people were sitting inside of the rocks and farming event XP, and you couldn't see them, but you could hear them. Added new environment assets, updated the lighting at the Citadel of the 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉 and the Tower of Carfin. That's cool. They're dungeons. We want to see them get as much polish as possible. Following locations have had environment passes: Citadel of 𝙀𝙀𝙉, Grave Peak, Cephalian, Dargal Estates, Ursine Caves, and Howling Rock. That's cool. That's good. That means they should look even more higher quality. Improve the visual fidelity and placement of roads. Okay, interesting. Improve the visual fidelity of cliffs, terrain, and harvestable assets in the Riverlands. I'm curious to see if harvestables, like which ones look different. Do they just look better? Higher visual fidelity? Does that mean they stand out more, or do they just look higher quality, like higher resolution as like a thing in the world? I'm not really sure. Environment updates to Samia's Hope. Fixed a lighting bug at Cora Lock. They need to fix the clouds popping in and out with the textures. When it gets nighttime and the clouds are tripping out, it's like there's nothing you can do to change that. Lobby and character creator. More descriptive error messaging has been added to the lobby. Added new walking animations to the character creator. That's cool. Added new idle animations to the character creator and lobby, and updated lobby animations and polished some lobby animation transitions. I guess that's when you're looking at your character on the select a character screen. And that's pretty much it. That is all of the patch notes for today, December 6th. Very nice to see. They've definitely been busy, and now we're kind of just riding the wave into phase 2. Yeah, that's pretty much it with this one. I am working on a guide for finding copper. It's more of like a tips and tricks video to find more copper and metals and like zinc and stuff in the Riverlands. And I'm kind of like slowly documenting and grabbing each node that I'm finding. And I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to put the whole video together, but that should be coming soon. So look out for that. I definitely want to keep making videos that help you guys and, you know, are an asset, like something that helps your experience in the game. But that'll pretty much do it for this video right here. It's already gone on way longer than I expected just because there was actually so many patch notes. And yeah. So if you want to support the channel, leaving a like, giving a comment, those things help out a ton for the algorithm. And if you want to stay up to date for future videos, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.